Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is VlogsBoutNothin. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your night to join me. I really, really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, you're not missing anything. I'm Albert. I'm this dude, and we talk about nothing here. I try to bring some good energy to the channel, and obviously, because, I want you to vibe with me, and because this is who I am. I try to reserve the kind of energy output that's given on the daily just because I don't want to scare people. My poor roommate already has to deal with the sort of exorbitant amount of energy that comes out of the 5'3", 115-pound guy anyway. So, yeah, my life pretty much consists of doing nothing and trying to learn how to properly take care of myself in a hygiene sense because, well, I'm showing my eyebrow off because I shaved off my eyebrow. And, it's not something that I'm proud of. I mean, just because I'm acting as if I'm prideful as a result of my shaved off eyebrow, that's just certainly not the case. If you've never seen a sidebar here on Vlogs About Nothing, I guess you're right knee deep in one, but let me continue. So anyways, am not happy with myself and my little my sharp razor or whatever. I knew that thing was dangerous, and I always try to stay away from sharp things just because I'm a clumsy guy. I only ever carry sharp things when I'm in the kitchen and I'm not moving and I'm cutting some vegetables or something. This is the extent. I'm a safe guy. I like to practice safe behavior. I think it's really important. Okay, so now we can move on. Yeah, thank you for joining me. Seriously, it's been wonderful being a part of so many different people's lives. I mean, the numbers may not be indicative of such in terms of at first glance, but the channel's doing good and I have no complaints, and I know that at some point there are going to be some of my lovely friends watching, in the digital world, whatever it is that we're talking about here. And again, as I tell everybody every day, all the time, the product I'm selling is me. So, I mean, whoa. Even when things like that happen, right? When things terribly go out of my control, like they still are, I continue to try and make these videos, right? So, yeah, that was crazy. The phone just fell, but we're gonna keep going because if there's another thing you didn't know, and I don't even care at this point, yeah, because that was like a little mess up there. But, I mean, if you've seen the channel before, there's been times where my drapes have fallen off. There's been times where I completely forget what I'm talking about. But I tell you what, just like the post office, you feel me? Like rain, shine, whatever. Let's update that whole antiquated, saying there or whatever. But I'm here. I'm here. And until I'm not, by the choosing of the universe or however that works, I will continue to do these things. And so, yeah, that was a total mess up. Anyone see that video? If I were somebody else watching this channel, I think half of it would be just watching to see when I mess up again. Honestly, I mean, because, again, it's one take videos. The opportunity and the potential for me to make a complete fool out of myself is astronomically high. So, the gamble that I take every time I hit that record button is a gamble. In fact, you feel me? Just because I'm not ever really sure how it's gonna go, And, I mean, I find some value in that. It's sort of like life is pretty boring, I'm not a gambling guy in a sense that I take money to places and hopes for more money, but I am definitely willing to gamble on myself, only because I know what I'm capable of, I mean, I think I'd be the person that knows that best, but regardless, let's get to some subject matter. Okay, tonight, we did just spend almost 5 minutes on a sidebar, but again, if you're new to the channel, I hope that you're rocking with it and you're vibing with it, because now we're going to get to what I wanted to talk about from the beginning, which is colon health, as it is just, what's what it is. Okay, so here in America, we go do the laboratory or the restroom, whatever you want to call it, there's an American way we do it. You feel me? I don't Americans, we are very unique people here. What kind of Americans? I guess Central North Americans, because there's three Americas that I know of, and Central America, North America, South America. So, anyways, yeah, New Mexico. I consider New Mexico Central America. We're not. I understand we're on the North American continent, but like we're really south on the. Anyways, let's talk about. I bring all this stuff up because I we need to use bidets. Okay, so bidets are a thing that is used on the other side of the river and by most industrialized nations around the world, and it cleans yourself up after you do your thing. You feel me? And again, so like, I don't know, I feel even weird as an American needing to go through 6 minutes of like preemptive conversation about how it's sort of like this is normal. Ladies, gentlemen, they, them. Everyone else around the world is like doing things different. And as much as I like being different, you feel me? That's the thing. It's cool. Let's all be our own selves. Let's not conform or just be boring people dressed in all the same suit. Bidets are a good idea. Bidets are a good idea for a number of different reasons. It encourages colon rectal health in that the cleanliness through the the method of using a bidet as opposed to your hand and some paper. You feel me? Like, again, how awkward are some of these conversations? I don't do this on purpose. It's like I come up with the topics and then we talk about them. So I'm a huge fan, right? Like, obviously, as an American male who statistically is entering a part of my life where there is a high chance for me to get colon cancer. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's a big deal. Colon cancer is one of the top three leading causes of death for men under the age of 70. You feel me? So like, yeah, it's pretty important to talk about. And I think that like as older people, we should be telling younger people, how to not get colon cancer and a lot of that, again, let's not assume that I'm making correlatable suggestions as to the usage of bidets and colon cancer because I'm hearing myself get there, but it's more of how we use the bathroom. So at a 90-degree angle instead of squatting, that's really what I mean. So not only, do you need to use a bidet, but to have the best chance of having the most effective potentiality of long-term good health, one must squat, not sit. And there's a big difference between sitting and squatting. Squatting is going to, again, and I'm finding that squatting is like a whole thing in terms of I'm an athlete, but I've never gone out of my way to learn all the ins and outs of weight training and stuff like this. But I tell you, one major benefit that I get from working out with my roommate who has a lot more experience with these kinds of things and stuff is that like when I do squats, right, something that I really hadn't done in terms of it promotes, just like when people do yoga, which is something that I feel like all the girls aren't telling us men about, probably because they think that we don't want to hear about it in terms of like the different stretching and how, again, a lot of those squatting exercises have some real impactful, positive results for your body. And that includes, but is not limited to, using the restroom. So, yes, we should be using bidets and we should be squatting. And again, I know that is, I'm not a doctor. I'm not, anybody other than the guy that talks about nothing. That's all that I am. That's it. But nonetheless, I feel like extemporaneously speaking, bidets and squatting are a good way to decrease the number of potential negative outcomes as it concerns the human anatomy. And that's it. I think just by following those two different things, we're not taught to squat here in this country. We're not taught how to use a bidet in this country. In fact, why is it only like the fancy people, right? It's sort of like, we see and we're indoctrinated with all of the celebrities going out into the real world all over the world and then coming back to America and relating their experiences in kind of like an abysmal way, and sort of like, well, yeah, I went over to England and now we got bidets, and now it was sort of like, well, yeah, bidets are good for everybody. It's not like it's a magical thing that just costs a lot more. I mean, it's literally just a societal choice. Like, that's it. If it were market driven, trust me, if Americans wanted bidets, your favorite plumbing company would be airing commercials 24/7 to be there to help you install your bidet. So to say that it's a lack of, opportunity within a market system, or I would say that's false. I'd certainly say that there is always an opportunity in a free market system to really, stir some stuff up. And I think that, if I owned a plumbing company, I would be hot and heavy on advertising bidets to everybody. And again, not just the rich people, right? I mean, holy potatoes. Like, seriously, if we really wanted to start from grassroots up, we would offer bidets in like low income like shelters where people have to go, because again, bidets promote cleanliness. Squatting promotes the health of your gut. Again, I can't make this stuff up, and I encourage everybody to always, as always, do your own research. You know what I mean? Like, find out what sources are credible for you, figure out where you are in that, what your opinion is after you've done all of those appropriate things. And just know that I've done that, and that, I feel a certain kind of a way, but that's okay. We can still be friends. Nonetheless, I just want everybody to talk about how bidets and squatting are two really, really high quality methods of practicing different things that other people all over the world do, except for us. Isn't that a good one too? Except for us, like us, us. Okay, I'm getting too bad on these little word jokes here tonight. I hope that you guys all have a really lovely night, and we'll talk to everybody really soon. Bye.